Halloween night has been a much darker tradition in Europe. In the USA, dressing up for Halloween is seen more as a carnival. In the Netherlands, you are required to party all night. Or what did I just say? I said Happy Halloween in my native language of Irish. So today we are going to be checking out some traditions surrounding the festival of Halloween, or as it is known in Gaelic terms, Samhain. Halloween, where I come from in Ireland, is the night that the veil comes down between the lands of the living and the dead. It's a night where spirits, good and evil, are allowed to flow back into our worldly aliveness. And we celebrate with pumpkins and spiced lattes. Before I get into the video, do be sure to like, share, comment and subscribe. Otherwise, well, maybe a dark spirit of a unicorn will come into your home. And why unicorn? I don't know. Like, share, comment, subscribe. You don't want to find out about that one. Also, be sure to check out Patreon and channel membership. One of those ways around. If you can, I would super love to welcome you as part of those communities. In recent years, Europe has definitely become more Americanized when it comes to Halloween. However, traditionally speaking, Halloween night has been a much darker tradition in Europe, and to this day, we still continue many of those traditions. A couple of things we have picked up from America in recent years include decorating our houses. A lot of our pound shops or Euro stores have Halloween decorations, but most places in Europe are definitely not on the level of the American houses. Another thing that has come over from America to Europe has been trick-or-treating. Not everyone in Europe does it. Even not everyone in one particular country does it. Trick-or-treat. It depends on the neighborhood and what most of the children in that area do. Where I grew up, we did do trick-or-treating, but that's not to say it was the norm in Ireland. And I'm going to tell you a few distinct ways trick-or-treating is different in this video. Another thing that has come over from America is buying your Halloween costume. Most of the time in Europe, up until really the 90s, people would make their costumes. And this was from the idea that we were trying to scare off the evil spirits from coming through. People would take what they had in their homes and try and scare off these spirits. So, for example, they would make crowns out of sticks, masks out of sheets, and so on. In the USA, dressing up for Halloween is seen more as a carnival type of thing, where people can dress up as just about anything. You might have seen that song in Mean Girls about sexy Halloween.
Is the one night a year when a girl can dress like a total slut.
That does exist in Europe, but more so with college-age girls. I think even most adults and children in Europe prefer to dress scary for Halloween. And the traditions throughout Europe do stem largely from religion. For example, in Italy, where Catholicism is the predominant religion, families will get together on All Hallows Eve. That's Halloween as we know it, October 31st, because All Saints' Day is actually on the 1st of November, the Day of the Dead also, as it's known in other parts of Europe. And these families will get together and go with lanterns and walk to the graves of their loved ones who have passed away, sending blessings to them. As the ceremonies finish up, they will leave the lanterns by the graveside of their loved ones so that they can guide themselves back to the spirit world when they've finished their journey for the evening on Halloween. The following day, masses are said in Catholic churches and prayers said for their loved ones and candles lit in their memory. Another thing that we do a lot in Europe is light bonfires, and this is for the same reason. It is to scare off the evil ghosts. So something that originated largely in Ireland was the telling of ghost stories. People would tell ghost stories surrounding these evil spirits coming back to Earth, and that's where the idea of dressing up and scaring them off came from. So we would also light these huge bonfires as if they were like a huge bear to scare off the evil spirits. Another reason that we do bonfires more so than fireworks is because fireworks are outlawed in a lot of parts of Europe. In Spain, fireworks feature largely at Halloween because they are not illegal, but in places like Ireland, they are very much an organised thing. Or you could potentially buy them from somebody who also smuggles drugs and things like that. It would be the same person selling them in back alleys as would sell you a box of heroin. Does heroin come in a box? I don't know. But it'd be the same person who would sell you fireworks. Another way that Europeans will scare off these spirits, especially in parts of Germany, is hiding knives around their houses around the week of Halloween and All Saints' Day. People will hide them beside their mattress, in their drawers, and all that kind of thing. I guess the idea would be that if the spirit came at you, you could stab them, but they're already dead, so maybe a German in the comments can clarify that one for me. The French are not so thrilled about Halloween. In most parts of France, you will not find them celebrating Halloween whatsoever. That's because the French are too good for Halloween. I'm so sorry, that accent was absolutely terrible. It's not a holiday that they recognize. However, if you find yourself in Paris, you might find some very sophisticated Halloween celebrations where they have things like cocktails named after spooky things. In the Netherlands, you are required to party all night, and that's not really usually a problem for the Dutch. They do love a good party. They will party all night because they are in a group, and apparently that is going to scare off the evil spirits in the same way as the masks and the bonfires. It is thought that if you go home early from a Halloween party in the Netherlands, you are going to be got by one of those evil spirits. Kids in the Netherlands carry around their lanterns when they're going trick-or-treating, and they will also sing songs while they do it. This is for their loved ones who have passed away. You may have heard of Dia de los Muertos in Mexico, and that of course stemmed in origin from Spain, and it's the same kind of thing, the celebration of the Day of the Dead. The Lutheran churches of Sweden hold all day long masses that go from Halloween to November 1st, wherein the spirits can pass through the church safely and out the other side. In Europe, trick-or-treating is definitely not as widespread, but like I said, it does happen. However, the things that kids will get on their trick-or-treating is not always the lovely candy and candy corn things that you might get in America. Something that is often handed out in parts of Europe is different types of nuts, and most commonly the nut that I remember getting as a kid was monkey nuts. Another thing people hand out are tangerines. Yes, those little oranges. I think back in the day this was seen as a treat, but by the time I was trick-or-treating, it was definitely a bit of a dud to get one of those and not like a really nice candy bar. But generally older people would give you these things and they thought they were being sound, which they were. It was always cute, but you were bummed out if you didn't get candy. Or sweets, as we like to call them. More common than trick-or-treating in parts of Europe is just having Halloween gatherings with other children, other families. And at these, you will get very distinct party games for Halloween. One of them is bobbing for apples, as you might know it in the USA. Another one is snap apple. You will tie an apple to a string and blindfold yourself, well, somebody else will blindfold you, and you'll basically try and bite into the apple. And if you do, you win a prize. Another fun thing stemming from Ireland and now starting to go around to other parts of Europe is our bar and brack cake. The bar and brack cake is a very fruity kind of bread cake. It's not so much about the taste of the cake as it is the fun of the cake, and I cannot see the USA allowing this one through in terms of safety. So generally a bar and brack was made traditionally at home by the mother of the house, the ban auntie. But nowadays, of course, you can buy it from most supermarkets, including Aldi. Within the cake, you will find certain things, and depending on what you find in your piece of cake, it will bring you something for the upcoming year. For example, if you found a pea inside your cake, that would mean your relationship was about to end. But if you found a ring, everybody wanted to get the ring when I was a kid, you were going to get married. A stick, yes, a stick, they put stick inside of cake, is a very bad omen. Stick meant you were going to have a bad relationship or a very bad luck year. A coin brought wealth, and if you bit into it, you'd want to get some wealth because you'd be taking a trip to the dentist depending on how hard you bit it. And if you got a piece of cloth, it signified some kind of loss, not necessarily the loss of a person, but maybe the loss of a job or something like that. Something people used to really want to get in their bar and brack cake, not so much now, is a religious pendant. So like a little pendant off a necklace or a small crucifix. And this was to signify that you were going to be going into the priesthood or a nunnery, which is very uncommon nowadays, but back in the day in Ireland, pretty much every family had one child who went into that occupation. And finally, if you want to celebrate Halloween like a European, you might want to check out this very spooky drink. A Kamada is a special type of cocktail, I guess you would call it, though it's not quite as glamorous as it sounds. In it, you will find a 1/4 cup of coffee beans, 4 tablespoons of sugar, a bottle of oruju or Italian grappa, more coffee beans, and lemon rind or orange peels. You mix these all up and you put them in a fireproof container and then you set it on fire. After that, you recite a spell called the Esconjuro, and that is supposed to ward off the evil spirits from your household. Hooray, winning. Also, apparently this drink is surprisingly tasty. Honestly, as far as I'm concerned, because of the origins of Halloween and such, I really think that Ireland is a good reference point for the traditions of Halloweens. I have talked extensively about Irish Halloween in particular in another video on this channel. If you want to check it out, it's up here. That's it for today. See you on the other side. Bye. Is Chewie gonna dress up for Halloween? You hope not, but Mommy has other plans. I've already ordered you a costume. Run away! From Europe, some traditions from Europe, surprise! Take 3. Oh, you're just ready to finish.